Well, good evening, everybody. This is John Unell, aka John I Fly, from Schuylkill Haven, Pennsylvania. And it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, the 24th. I still have to check my computer, the time and the date on there. You ever get one of those days where you think, now what day is it? Well, I get them from time to time. Right, John Bridavo? That happened to you yesterday. But anyway, it's midweek, so I thought I'd release another rant and my thoughts for the 24th of March. And of course, uh, the main thing that we heard about in the news was the shooting out in Boulder, Colorado. And we remember the victims, the 10 victims that lost their lives because of a mentally sick man. That's what they're claiming anyway, that he's got mental problems. His brother mentioned that. But anyway, 10 people were shot by a 21-year-old, and they were killed. One of the first, I guess if not the first person that was killed in the parking lot was an elderly gentleman. This man, or monster, whatever you want to call him, shot this elderly man, and then he went into the store and just started shooting people. We don't know what his motive was, but I'm sure they're doing an investigation now. But like I said, yet again, we've had another shooting, another massacre as far as I'm concerned. Then one of actually the first officer that arrived on the scene, his name was Eric Talley, and when most people, you want to run away from danger, the policemen usually run toward it, and he was no exception. He was the first one on the scene, and he was immediately killed by the suspect. So our hearts go out to his family as well. He left, I believe he left a wife and 7 children. He was 51, I believe, in age. Just totally senseless. Totally senseless, people. And they, just the other day, I think it might have been yesterday, or today, the victims' names were released, that were the other 9 that were killed. Their names were the store manager, and I believe her name is pronounced Ricky Olds, O-L-D-S. She was 25 years of age. And if I'm not mistaken, they did have a press conference today. And I believe this was the family of Ricky. She was a beautiful blonde-haired woman. And her uncle was there, and I'm not sure the other person, if it was a sister or who, but they answered a few questions. And unfortunately, she lost her life. There was a store employee, Denny Strong. He was 20 years of age. And I did hear earlier today, I didn't catch who it was, but it could have been him. I understood that he was going for his pilot's license. He was only 20 years of age, so his life snuffed out. Another store employee was Terry Leaker, I believe, Leiker, Leaker, or Liker. And Terry was 51 years of age. Nevin Stancic. Stanisc. Nevin was only 23 years of age. These other people, I believe they were customers. Traylana Barkowick was 49 years of age. Suzanne Fountain was 59 years of age. Kevin Mahoney was 61. Lynn Murray was 62. Jody Walters was 65. Same age as me. All those people needlessly slaughtered because one man, or a monster, was able to get, I believe it was an AK-47, and he just went in, randomly shot people. His name is Ahmed Aliwi Alissa. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. He was taken into custody. I remember the time that they took him in, he had no shirt on, and he was bleeding down his leg. So they took him to the hospital, and they worked on his injuries, and now he's in jail. So I can't believe all this stuff happened. And just, what was it, 6-7 days before, we had the shooting in Atlanta, Georgia. So what does that tell us? I'll say it, and I'll continue to say it. We need gun control, people. I don't care what these asshole right-wing Republican dicks say. They can make all the excuses they want, but we need gun control. We need regulations. And we need to ban these AK-47s. They're nothing but killing machines. That's all they are. They're not made to hunt deer or what else. You know what? You go out target practicing? How the hell could you miss with the way they fire? Unbelievable. Well, of course, for those of you who love Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz had to have some comments he made. And he commented in response to the Boulder, Colorado shooting. It was a senator from Connecticut, and I just had his name on the tip of my tongue. Blumenthal. Senator Blumenthal had made a comment that we need to do something about this. Well, of course, Ted Cruz, he had to come and make his stupid comment, and it's stupid because he sat there and he said, you know, every time we have these types of shootings, the Democrats, they have to have some theater. Man, don't you know it? Oh, they say we got to do this and we got to do that. And he said they don't concentrate on the real problem, as that is to stop the murderers. Now, does that make any sense? A murderer isn't a murderer till they shoot somebody and kill somebody, right? So how are we going to find and stop a murderer if he hasn't murdered yet? Unbelievable. Ted Cruz does not know what he's talking about. I don't know how the hell he even got elected in. But he needs to go. That's for sure. Yeah, I basically I have it written down here. He said we should concentrate on the real problem, murderers, rather than trying to take away guns. Yeah, try to take guns away from our, how did he put it here, from law-abiding citizens. Yeah, okay. We're just out there to take away everybody's guns. Give me a break. We don't want law-abiding people to lose their guns. Okay? But we do expect that they should have background checks. And they should be investigated to make sure they don't have any mental issues or whatever. You know? And, I mean, who's to say, there are law-abiding people that if they get into a situation and they snap, they end up pulling a gun out and shooting somebody. How are you going to be able to? Um, you can't really tell if that person's going to do it or not. But we at least can have a background check and have some idea of what type of health they have, whether they have serious mental illness. You know, it makes no sense. But why make it easier for these people who have mental issues to be able to get a gun? Or maybe there's guys I know a few individuals, at least one or two, that they're fine until they get drink in them, and then they go off the deep end. Or what's to say somebody, doesn't pull out a gun and kill somebody. So when you do a background check and a check on this individual, have they had any past problems with alcohol, public drunkenness, where they maybe have beaten up somebody or caused harm, or like a husband and wife where he comes home and beats the hell out of her. You know, it would give you an indication. I don't think I'd want to see somebody have a gun or any weapon that would be lethal, and see this person come home after having a lot of drinks or hard liquor, because some men can't handle their hard liquor, and they come home and beat the wife or beat the girlfriend, or God forbid go out in a shooting spree. You don't know. But why make it easier for them? It makes no sense. You don't need assault rifles, people. You don't. Well, anyway, what else is happening? Former prosecutor, I don't have his name, but I didn't see it on the news the other few days ago. I got a kick out of this. It said this former prosecutor says that the former President Trump may be culpable, and suspects that went into the Capitol, they may be charged with sedition. Well, I think anybody who had their TV on January the 6th saw right in front of their faces that Trump was responsible for causing this insurrection. And, hey, he said all this stuff. He encouraged the crowd, you know. You can't be weak. You gotta be strong. And we're gonna march on the Capitol. Of course, he didn't. He said he was going to, but he's lied before. He'll lie again. Why should we be surprised? So that was a good news to hear. I haven't heard anything of late as to what's happened with it, but yes, Trump is no different. He's a former president. Now he's open to charges. He's a regular citizen just like anybody else. So yeah, they definitely need to be pursuing this investigation and get his ass into court and find out what's going on. And if he's guilty, then put his ass in jail. He's no different. I don't care how much money he has, which I question now how much money he has. He's not. If he does have anything, it won't last long. Well, anyway, and the last thing on my list, and this happened, I think it might have been a week or two ago. I'm not surprised, of course, coming from the party of family values, quote unquote. Representative Tom Reed was accused of groping a woman. Now, I don't think they released her name, but this was like a week or so ago. I heard it come on CNN about it. Yeah, he was accused of groping a woman, and I don't know if he had any plans of running for 2022, but if he did, those plans are bye-bye. He's not running for re-election in 2022. But like I have the question, what happened to family values? You know, these people that push this family values nonsense. You know, just remind me, I was just watching tonight. There was a community in Florida. I wonder if I could just, I don't know if I can pull it up, but there's a guy I follow on here online. Let me see if I can get back to it here. They have some pretty good stuff on YouTube. Okay, yeah. His, this was dated today. Protesters can't stand schools respecting LGBTQ rights. In this video, the guy goes by the name of Telltale Fireside Chat. He's an atheist, and I can understand why he is after seeing all the bullshit that the religious right does. But he says, in this video I talk about a Florida school district completely melting down over some basic guidelines to help LGBT students fit in better. Yeah, and he basically makes a point that the schools, they follow, you know, as far as hate crimes and stuff like that, they follow federal regulations. You know, rules and regulations of when they're teaching their students, you know, make sure that they have a good environment to learn in. But they came up with this set of rules that they should be treated with respect, and they also said something to the effect that a person who's transgender should have the right to play sports if they want to. Well, that was a big mistake. We had this whole group of people were protesting at the school that, oh, you know, this is a gay agenda, and man. And you know what? I like what this guy on Telltale Fireside Chat said. I don't have his name off the bat, but it's true. He said, what happened to those family values they talk so much about? Huh? Unbelievable. No compassion, no empathy. But they're the family values party, aren't they? I mean, they just love everybody. Yeah, right. Maybe if you're white, they love you. If you're straight, they love you. Or their version of what they think straight is. But anyway, that's about all I have to say right now. I'm just, nothing surprises me anymore, you know? Nothing. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. And maybe some people don't agree with me, but the Republican Party morphed into something that I don't recognize, and I'm sure a lot of the people who've followed the Republican Party for years would agree with me. I never really cared for the Republican Party, and some of their stuff I agreed with, but most of it I don't. But back, even during the Reagan days, there were some things I liked about him. I didn't like everything. I mean, he was good at, like, if a reporter had a question, like, huh? I didn't hear you. What'd you say? Oh, or if he did hear, well, we'll deal with that later. You know, blah, blah, blah. Or the Congress will handle it. Well, now it's totally different. They're just totally radicalized. So that's got to change. And this is why, and I'll keep stressing this, we cannot rest on our laurels, people. We can't. I mean, it's 2021. 2022 will be here before you know it. Now's the time. Start working on campaigns. Start working on supporting candidates that are Democrats that are going to run against these Republican idiots come 2022. I know the primary is coming up in several states this year. But again, look at what the candidates represent and, if at all possible, vote Democrat. Look at like I said, I'll stand by it. One of these times I'm going to do just a special little show on the Republican Party platform. And we'll go over some of this stuff. Trust me. Their platform is a platform of hate. It's a platform of division. When Trump got in, they didn't think twice about getting out there. I remember when they had their conventions. And they had their Republican platform when they were sitting down working on the platform. Well, what are we going to put in for this and that? And I remember pulling it up online, and I did not like what they saw. They were definitely anti-LGBTQ. That's one of my beefs, because I am gay myself. And I'm not ashamed to say it. You know? We are who we are. But it would be suicidal for me to vote for a party that wants to strip my rights away. No. The Democratic Party has a vision for the future. And if we're wise enough, especially the younger people that are coming up, you've got to vote for a party that has progression in mind. You know, we're progressive. That's what it means. We want to move forward, not backwards. So keep that in mind. Well, listen, that's all for tonight. Remember to like me, subscribe. On YouTube, I go as John I Fly. That's all small letters, JOHNIFLY @yahoo.com. That's my email if you want to write me. Or just John I Fly. Look me up on YouTube. And on Facebook, I go by my real name, John R. Unell. UNELL. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me, and I'll try to get another rant in by either Friday or Saturday this week. We'll see what's going on. Again, if you have a mind to pray, keep these families of the 10 victims in your prayer. They're really going through a lot of heartache right now. They need our support and our prayers if you're a praying person. So, okay, I'm going to sign off. Oh, one more thing. I'm getting my COVID shot this Friday. I was checking online to find out how to get there. It's basically the same way I go to Geisinger Medical Center, but it's like a street or so down from it. But anyway, I'll be glad. I'll be getting the first shot Friday, and probably 2-3 weeks later I'll get the second shot. It'll be nice, and I'm not sure how long that vaccine will last, but we'll just go by what the medical profession and science says about it. At least once this is all done, I'll feel safer. I'll still plan on wearing my masks and stuff and social distancing until we're told otherwise. But hang in there, people. Just remember, stay safe, wear a mask if you're going to be around people. Wash your hands thoroughly. A lot of the professionals say it for at least 22 seconds. And stay away from people that could care less about whether they infect people or not, or won't wear masks. Stay away from them. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. But if you do, protect yourself. All right, you have a great night, and I will talk to you probably either Friday or Saturday. Okay? If something else happens, maybe even tomorrow, but I'd say to be on the safe side either Friday or Saturday. All right, have a good night and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.